to New England, which is right now Massachusetts.
In 1620, 102 pilgrims and their families came to Plymouth on board the Mayflower. They suffered religious suppression.
So they had to leave. They had to leave England. They went to Netherlands, but they were not welcome in Netherlands. So they sailed again, and they found the Cape Cod, or the Bay of Cape Cod, and so they landed on Plymouth, which later became the Massachusetts Bay Colony, but it was originally called the Plymouth Colony. Half of the 102 separatists died along the travel. So women and children, many of them died. So they didn't have any trouble with natives because they were few in number. So the first Thanksgiving feast was noted to be in 1621
The pilgrims
by Governor William Bradford, and it was written that Pocanet tribe was the one who shared the meal with Puritans.
Present-day Indian tribe leaders doubted the Thanksgiving feast that Westerners claimed. They said they never welcomed colonization. There were horrific tribal wars which happened since they arrived.
So these pictures are all by Western artists, and so you see how very elaborate
And pilgrim-centered these are. More and more separatists came to New England. In 1630, Puritans came with their families. They wanted to purify the English Church from the vestiges of the Catholic Pope.
Now, American Puritanism was the early expression of American life. The Puritans were so strict. They had no business on Sundays. They were very religious, and they were so loyal to their spouses. They don't drink, and they strictly observed family traditions. And other than the Puritans, the other separatists were separatists from the Church of England, were Quakers who went to Maryland because they were persecuted when they reached Boston. And then there were Catholics, and then there were Baptists. And so people with different religious persuasions came. And New York was mainly Episcopalian and Calvinist. In New England, Harvard University, the oldest school in the US, was founded. It was founded by a Puritan Reverend John Harvard in 1636, and it became the center of elite white education. The character at that time was like the Indians were attacking um, hordes of immigrants coming from Britain. And so, but the first massacre was at the Piqua tribe, where 500 of them were killed. The Piqua tribe did not agree to vacating their land, and so they fought against the Puritans. And you know, the Puritans were increased in number, and they also had increased firepower. So eventually, the natives
Lost their land to the Westerners.
the Thanksgiving holiday had been practiced gradually in the localities until President George Washington called for a national holiday of it, and then which is on the third Thursday of November. But for the natives, this was considered a day of mourning, and because they would either assimilate or they will die. Now, there are local apology statements that the U.S. government had done for the pain caused to the native populations. President Reagan, Clinton, and Obama had executive orders, but these are not real. Like, these are just token, because once you apologize, um, it means what? Are you going to give back their land? Can you can you make them whole again? That is the most unlikely thing, because between the Westerners and the natives, it was a clash of culture and values, and it was a clash of ownership of land. So there seems to be no resolution to that. The lesser force will have to give in to the greater force, which was the Westerners.